Guys, we have multiple breaking news coming out. A huge hit just took place not too long ago. A hospital damaged in the bear strike on Kharkiv. 6 injured. At the time of the strike, more than 100 patients were in a facility. We have more breaking news coming out. This is a very concerning message that's coming out right now, guys. And it says here, former commanding general of US Army Europe, retired Lieutenant General Ben, has stated that Kaliningrad and Sevastopol will be destroyed within the first hours. We don't want to hear that. Will be destroyed, obliterated within the first hours of a full-scale war between the sleeping giant and NATO versus the bear Russia. Alright, we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on the air. Today there's been some very important people sounding the alarm. Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko also put out a message urging Donald, the US president, don't send Tomahawk. That's going to lead to nuclear. That's going to lead to WW3. And now you have this former commanding general, retired Lieutenant General Ben, has stated that Kaliningrad and Sevastopol will be destroyed. Will be destroyed within the first hours of a full-scale war between the U.S. states and NATO versus Russia. Sounds like it would be destroyed by nukes. I mean, again, guys, it's very important to start preparing. Stating recently on a Polish television network, if the bear strike Poland in 2025 the way it struck Ukraine, it will simply be destroyed by NATO air and ground forces. Kaliningrad will be eliminated in the very first hour. In the very first hour, Kaliningrad will cease to exist. All of the bear facility will be destroyed. Any of the bear military facility in Sevastopol likewise. Therefore, a direct comparison in this case is inappropriate. Here's the thing, guys. They make it seem like they're going to obliterate the bear. They'll be gone. It'll be an easy one. We are bigger than them. We are stronger than them. They failed to mention that the bear has nukes all over the ocean, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Black Sea, China South Sea. I mean, they got subs all over the place. They could just fire nukes everywhere. And that's the thing that they failed to mention. Alright, so what are your thoughts on that? Leave comments down below. But they're sending a message to the bear. We will obliterate Kaliningrad. We will obliterate all those regions. You do not want to go toe-to-toe with us. You know what the bear is saying? Hold my vodka. Alright, so it says here the bear struck Kharkiv with, look at this, with cab-guided bombs on October 13, damaging facilities and impacting at least 6, entering at least 6, local authority reported. Now, according to the Kharkiv Regional Prosecutor's Office, the bear launched an airstrike on the Sativsky district of Kharkiv at around 9:50 p.m. on October the 13th. Now it says here, as a result of the strike, a facility was damaged, injuring 6. Kharkiv Oblast police reported. They're going back and forth with this one here, guys, and at the very end, it's just the innocents that is getting hit. You got Russian citizens are going through tough time with gas shortages. Ukrainian citizens are going through a tough time with drones and missiles. As a result of the strike, a facility was damaged, injuring 6 patients, Kharkiv Oblast police reported. At the time of the strike, more than 100 patients were in the facility. Director of the facility's surgical department said in a comment to Susplin Kharkiv. Now, the bear boasts that it does not harm civilian. But look, are we not civilian? This person, a hospital patient, said in a comment to the news. An orderly T-strike, follow me with the code words here, guys. Cynical attack on a place where lives are being saved, Zelensky said after the strike. I like how Zelensky called out the bear, you hitting our hospital. That's not right. But he wouldn't dare to call out Benjamin when Benjamin is hitting the hospital in the strip with young ones in it. Nobody want to say nothing. No one wants to say anything. Elsewhere in Kharkiv, a dormitorium, an enterprise, an educational institution building, a facility building, a household building, 2 non-residential buildings, all different type of buildings, power lines, and 24 vehicles were damaged in Kharkiv Oblast. Kharkiv mayor said on October 13 that the bear-guided bombs also destroyed power lines in the city, leaving about 30,000 families without electricity. Man. Now, Kharkiv has endured constant of the bear strike for over 2 years, since the bear launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The last few months have been intensifying strikes against densely populated areas of the cities. Man. Very tough times when it comes to these biblical wars. Very tough times. This video here, I wish I could play for you guys. The problem is that I'm getting hit with all this stuff here. Look at this. Oh boy. We got a news here. It's coming out right now. NATO is ooh, look at this. Hold on. NATO braces for WW3 as Donald vows to continue supplying Ukraine with tomahawks. Update. Oh man. Is that Moscow? Man, so you got the retired general talking about Kaliningrad could be obliterated. Kaliningrad, I believe, is a territory that belongs to Russia. So they are really sending a message here, guys. In a potential game changer for the ongoing Ukraine and the Bear conflict, U.S. Commander-in-Chief is reportedly gearing up to provide Ukraine with advanced tomahawks, aiming to ramp up pressure on Moscow and compel the Bear leader Vladimir to negotiating table. This move, which insiders say could mark a dramatic shift in American military support, comes amid the U.S. commander recent string of diplomatic triumphs in the Mideast, and as NATO leader quietly prepared, okay, they're preparing something that we all need to do, prepare for the specter of broader escalation. Whispers of World War III not entirely off the table. Revelation stems high-level discussion between the U.S. commander and Ukrainian leader Zelensky, who is set to meet the U.S. leader at the White House this Friday. Zelensky's delegation, including Ukraine's prime minister and top aides, arrived in D.C. earlier this week to hash out critical issues like air defense system, energy resilience against the bear strike, and tougher sanctions on Moscow. At the top of Zelensky's agenda, a detailed list of the bear military targets ripe for precision strike. So I guess Zelensky is going to come and give a list to Donald. Donald, we're going to use a tomahawk. We're going to hit this area. Donald's going to be like, not that, definitely not that. You trying to take us to WW3, Zelensky? Man. The main topics will be air defense and our long-range capability to maintain pressure on the bear, Zelensky stated ahead of the talks, underscoring Kiev's urgent need for weapons that can reach deep into enemy territory. Building on Mideast momentum, the U.S. commander perspective decision isn't emerging in a vacuum. Fresh off a whirlwind Mideast tour that saw him broker a cease plan in the Holy Land Hamas war, the president has been riding a wave of global acclaim. On Monday, he touched down in Holy Land to celebrate the release of 20, a milestone in the fragile peace process. From there, he addressed the Holy Land Knesset, where he pivoted the conversation towards Eastern Europe. It would be great if we could make a peace deal with Persia, Iran. First, we have to get the bear done, Russia. The U.S. president told the assembly, adding, "Let's focus on Russia first." His remark, delivered with characteristic bluntness, signaled a prioritization of the Ukraine crisis over other hotspots. Zelensky, ever the optimist, amid the grind of a 3.5-year war, has drawn direct inspiration from U.S. President regional success. In a social media post reflecting on the Holy Land Hamas deal, he wrote, "We are working so that day of peace comes for Ukraine as well." The bear aggression remains the last global source of destabilization, and if a cease plan and peace have been achieved for Mideast, the leadership and determination of global actors can certainly work for us too. He added that the agreement brings more hope to conflict zones like his own. The U.S. president himself has boasted of his track record, claiming during a Sunday flight to Holy Land that he's resolved 8 conflicts since assuming office in late January. Now hosting a summit in Egypt with world leaders who back Ukraine because he positioned himself as a master deal maker, ready to apply his peace through strength doctrine to Vladimir doorstep. Yeah, but those tomahawks, it's not gonna bring it. Tomahawk Gambit, a new step of aggression. Now I'm gonna skip the tomahawks because today I post like 3 or maybe 4 videos of tomahawks. So I'm just gonna skip that one there, guys. Moscow grim warning and NATO quiet alarm. The bear predictably is sounding the alarm. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry, in remark on Sunday, decried the rising tensions. Tensions are escalating from all sides. He posed a chilling rhetorical question. Just how should the bear react? Peskov concern deepened with the missile's potential nuclear capability. As he noted, Moscow wouldn't be able to determine if they were equipped with warheads if launched at its territory. Moscow has made it clear, arming Ukraine with Tomahawk would ruin relations with Washington, and Putin is reportedly hoping to sway the president away from the plan through back-channel diplomacy. On the western side, NATO allies are bracing for fallout. Again, they are preparing. Bracing for fallout while publicly supportive of Ukraine. Officials in Brussels and beyond are gaming out scenarios where the bear retaliation spirals into a wider conflict. The U.S. president move could unify the alliance or fracture it, depending on how Putin responds. As one unnamed NATO source put it in related reporting, the alliance is bracing for WW3 and worst case planning. A path to peace or peril. For all the saber-rattling prominents argued this is less about war than ending one. With the bear economy buckling, and we talked about the gas and stuff like that, buckling under sanctions and battlefield setback, the Tomahawks could tip the scales towards genuine talks, echoing frustration from stalled negotiation where Putin has been the chief obstructor. Global leaders buoyed by the U.S. president mid-East feats, are even floating Nobel Peace Prize nomination, with some hailing him as the man who saved the world from nuclear war. Well, we weren't that close to nuclear war, I wouldn't say. We are closer now to nuclear war. We are closer to more nuclear than ever. But this is where we at right now, guys. This is very concerning breaking news that's coming out right now. And it's just a matter of time. And again, tomorrow there's a huge announcement. A huge announcement. The U.S. is going to announce the stuff that they're going to be sending to Ukraine. Will they announce Tomahawk tomorrow? Leave comments down below, guys. I will keep you updated with all these nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And like I said, this is not a fear-mongering video, but we do live in this world, and there's always war going on left and right. But in our time, this is a lot harder than other previous war. But again, prepare yourself with Christ. Receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. Repent. Stock up. And always be prepared no matter what. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.